into the billboards after we talk about the Gonzaga lead over Oregon State 44-42 as we start the fourth quarter.
And this is what it's all about. A trip to the NCAA tournament, and you've got to win the semis to get yourself to the finals, to get yourself to the NCAA tournament. The big winner yesterday, UCLA, and the big win over USC, but up and down and all around, who will be the WCC champion? Because only one, and this year, will be going to the big dance.
You know, it's a great point, Mary. You look at this Gonzaga club that goes to the NCAA tournament time after time, I believe 5 straight, 15 overall. And last year they had the comfort of knowing they were in no matter what, even if Portland beat them. That's exactly what happened in the championship. This year there's no wiggle room for any of our semifinalists.
There really isn't. And you look at Oregon State, and we've talked about it on this broadcast. If you would have even mentioned getting to the finals and getting to the NCAA tournament in November, December, people would have just shook their head at you. That's how far this program has come.
And a great crowd on hand. You know Oregon State is going to travel, and so does Gonzaga, to cheer on Claire O'Connor.
Great three-point shooter. Again, missed that second game due to illness at Gill.
Both of the regular season games going to overtime. We've got to remind you of that. And another barn burner here when it matters most. Semifinals of the WCC Tournament Championship. Fajeda, jab step, Fajeda!
She is playing with so much confidence. You know, the first couple months was all in a hurry. Now it's just whatever it takes, whatever we need.
15 points for Fajeda.
Including 3 of 3 from distance.
That ties her career high. She showed you some distance work yesterday. Doing it again today. Off the pick, mid-range. Oh, that's sweet. Turner.
Boy, her decision-making is just impeccable.
Freshman, my eye.
And Oregon State, 10 of 20 from three-point land.
16 points for Turner now. Her career high is 23.
They've only made 3 twos in this game.
Wow. Fajeda, full head of steam. Not there. Following up is Fajeda. Ball stays with Oregon State on the hustle play.
Claire O'Connor. And now we got Turner. Comes off that screen. If you go behind it, she's going to find some range. You'd never think she's a freshman the way she plays the game of basketball.
And how about that pick by Little? My goodness, she's a player. Murat off the pick. That's what Mary wanted, was the mid-range.
Both these teams out of bounds, just outstanding with the play calls and the execution.
Murat in double figures. What a ball game this is. Semifinal action, number 1. Ooh. O'Connor coming off that screen. Draws the foul.
Talking about Murat. She didn't want this to be her last game. 10 points in the second half on 4 of 5 shooting, and she's made a couple of threes.
Schimmel with that foul, her first, team's first. We're early in the fourth quarter. A game that has had ridiculously fun ebbs and flows. You look at a player like O'Connor, Mary, and last year a role kid with all of those greats that Lisa Fortier had. She played a little here, sure. You play a little here, you play a little there, and O'Connor's role has amped up, and she's delivered.
She's going to have a big role next year. 6-foot sophomore out of Bellevue, Washington.
Couple of tosses, 51-47. Under 8 to go in this pivotal fourth quarter. Dumping it inside.
Screen from Reese. Well played. Great pass. That's a play that just popped.
That is a Scott Ruick play all the way. Salenbine had a notion. Here's Turner, cut off by Schuler. Kennedy doing a good job of avoiding further foul trouble. Ooh, Fajeda with the check.
Yeah, they have the switch on that as Fajeda leaves. Here's the move. Wide open. You're a little late. And Murat says, I'm going to make you pay.
There's the pick. And actually, that's not a bad foul because it was going to be a clear path bucket for Schuler. Unlucky as Salenbein picks up the foul. That was going to be an automatic 2.
Yeah, we've talked about this over the course of the year. You know, in the NBA and the WNBA, that they're giving you that.
Ruick not happy in the ear of Sherelle Blue. That is a break for Gonzaga at the moment. Let's see if Oregon State can cash in all the same on Schuler's steal.
How well has Schuler played with foul trouble from the start?
She and Reese doing a good job of avoiding further issues. Marat, the kick. Schuler, ball fake. Schuler, triple, not there. Look at Fajeda. Reese. Fajeda.
It's kind of like Earth to Fajeda. How high can you go?
We'd like it a little higher, please, as the ball stays with Oregon State. Fajeda and Bolden granted that extra year of eligibility for Scott Ruick and Oregon State, granted by an NCAA waiver. Huge news for the Beavers.
Really kind of checking out that right leg a little bit.
Oh, crowd getting into it, and it is a good one. Ooh, 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 ooh. There's Little doing little things.
She's got such great length. She's 6'2", senior out of England. 4 years at Gonzaga.
And again, another role player. Never started a game last year. Now she's starting all the time.
Zone defense by Gonzaga.
Marat elevating. Marat draws the foul. She'll go to the free throw line. AJ continues to have a stellar second half.
Boy, it looked like a solid contest. You know, it's so interesting in a ball game how you can really let it go, and then some things you don't.
All right, fans, be sure to stay right here after the game for the WCC Championship Central show right here on ESPN+. We'll have all the highlights here from the coaches, preview upcoming games, presented by Sterling Global Financial, an official partner of West Coast Conference Basketball in Las Vegas.
I think back to the spring when all those great players transferred out of Oregon State looking for a different experience, I guess, and Marat announced, I am staying. I love Oregon State. I love this program, and boy, she has just become the anchor of this wildly improving team throughout the year.
And enjoying a career year. It's a great point, Mira. She gets 1 of 2. Ejim, by the way, picked up that foul, her second. So it's 51-50 Gonzaga. 6:45 left to go in this game right here. Ejim, oh, the tie-up. The travel before the tie-up. That's Fajeda playing the D.
Ejim starts this game 4 for 4. Since then, she is 2 of 7. The defense for Oregon State has tightened it up.
Wow. A chance for Oregon State to take its first lead since 20-19. Not there yet. Reese, ball loose. Schuler getting hog-tied by Ejim. That's her third foul.
It started for a game that Oregon State was in all kinds of foul trouble. It's really the Zags right now that are really deep in it.
Ejim, Dalton, Hybens, all in foul trouble for this Gonzaga bunch.
Well, Hybens with 4
yes,
has really limited her minutes, and she was spectacular. 8 points in the first half off the bench.
Lighten it up from beyond the arc. You don't expect to see that. She's got the 3 triples, but you mentioned it, Mary. Playing in foul trouble. Schimmel. Marat with the scoop. Not there. Fajeda. But it's Ejim plucking that loose ball. And again, Oregon State missing the opportunity to reclaim a lead it hasn't enjoyed for a long, long time. Contact. Gonzaga fans not liking the whistle, not blowing.
Feels like a mini kennel at times.
Home court of Gonzaga. There's the whip. Clutch. Yvonne Ejim.
And on cue.
53-50.
Back into the zone. 1-2-2. You got to be concerned about corner shooters in a 1-2-2. Schimmel in one, Marat in the other. Tough to get there.
Catch and shoot for Marat, not there. Ejim wants to lead the charge. She'll back it up.
Makes a good decision.
Yes.
Leading the charge is not what she's great at.
Murat had a look. The three to tie, not there. Now Gonzaga with the chance to extend the lead. Off the screen. Dalton picks up that dribble. Ejim. Wow, Bonnie Ejim time, I guess.
Okay, memo to Oregon State. The superstars heating up. Do not give her the mid-range.
Have been in that drought. And Hybens, who's checked in, is gesturing to the crowd. Get up.
Here comes the kennel.
Listen to this crowd.
Look at this crowd.
Ejim starting to feel it. Bonnie Ejim time. Mary mentioned the mid-range. You're looking at it. Wow, 5-point lead, Gonzaga. A hell of a good dip as you look at this Gonzaga lead as we near the midway point of the fourth quarter. Let's take a look at the hell of a good dip dish of the game.
And you should give it to the assist that leads to a record, and a profound record indeed. Just a beautiful dish inside, and it's the dish of the game. And the record now belongs to Yvonne Ejim.
Yvonne Ejim, all-time career scoring leader at Gonzaga, men's or women's. Doing it again today. She scored the last 5. First WCC women's player to eclipse 2,000 points and 1,000 rebounds on all the award lists, Mary. She has been just so much fun to watch.
Sure has. In a game of runs, it was a quick 4-0 Yvonne Ejim run.
Yep, I said 5. It's 4. Thanks, Mayor. And the lead is 5 for Gonzaga. Big possession for Oregon State. Schuler keeps that ball alive.
It's a lot of length on Schuler.
Schimmel not there. Reese battling for it, but into the hands of Dalton. 4:30 left to go in the fourth quarter. It's a 5-point Gonzaga lead.
And you're just trying to hold it steady till Ejim comes back on the floor. Let her get some rest so she's ready to roll.
Turner weaving. Somehow, some way, chucks it up and it goes through.
And finally, a little smile from Allie Turner. She just plays expressionless. Reese.
What an answer for the veteran Reese.
She's been quiet. That's just her 9th point.
Early foul trouble for Reese. Boy, that was a big triple. Under 4 to go. Turner looking for help. Dalton off the pick. Dalton all the way to the rack. Count it. Wow, what a stick by Dalton, taking the contact. Invites the contact and scores. Big hoop for the grad.
Of the game, and it was the game winner.
So Reese, playing in foul trouble, isn't afraid of big-time moments, Mary. She's on the floor, and can we do it again? These clubs, it seems, all they do is play tight games. Let's do it again.
Yeah, it is just hard to believe how close, and of course, well documented that this Oregon State team has played so many close games, 6 overtime games in the WCC season alone.
Ball up for grabs. So 59-53. Dalton unable to complete the 3-point play, but the bucket is big. It's a 6-point cushion for Gonzaga. 3:30 left to go in the fourth.
Ejim will check in at the next stoppage.
Fajeda hesitating. Ball short. Reese, Schuler, Dalton. Don't forget Salenbein. Possession arrow favoring Gonzaga on the jump ball, and Ejim checking back in.
Oregon State, one of their last 8. Gonzaga has made 4 straight. That's the difference right now. Some full court pressure. Beautiful job in press breaks.
No problem for Gonzaga. Staying calm and poised. Again, this is a team that has won so many West Coast Conference championships. has been in the finals so many times. Turner dancing along that baseline with 8 on the shot clock. Salenbine, hawked by Bolden, high pick. 3 on the shot clock for Ejim. She's got to hoist it. Good half-court defense by Oregon State. Can they cash in? It's a 2-possession lead for Gonzaga. 2:35 left to go in the fourth.
Brooke with the call, setting it up, getting people where he wants them. Clock running.
Murat spreading the floor, 10 on the shot clock, blocked by Salenbine. Still time. Fajeda. Oh, clutch.
Boy, clutch in caps.
14, make it 17 points for Fajeda to go along with 7 boards. And boy, did Oregon State need that bucket.
Take a broken play and turn it into 2 big points.
The cutter. Ball on the deck. Scrum. Now the possession arrow favoring Oregon State.
Exactly right. Just a nice job. Stay between Ejim and the basket.
Good defense by Oregon State. The quick hands to knock the ball out of Ejim's hand, and then the scrum ensues. Under 2 to go.
Scott Ruick communicating to every single player what the play call is.
Great crowd here at the Orleans, roaring.
Some nervous Zag fans.
Portland, Washington State next. Murat dumps it inside. Reese. You bet.
Mini 4-0 run. Help just couldn't get there in time.
Murat putting it right where Reese had to have it, and Kelsey doesn't bring it down and scores. The lead is 2 now for Gonzaga. Skip pass. Little, no way is she going to crank that up. Here's Turner.
Here comes Ejim.
There's that pick. Schuler tries to fight through. Picking up the dribble is Turner. She's going to go to that corner. Ejim now with 2 on the shot clock. You got to put it up if you're Little. Releasing, and the offensive rebound by Salenbine.
And Ejim fouled.
Wow. Oh, boy, the one time you needed that defensive carom, and it was not there. Credit Salenbine.
Just out of nowhere, tiptoeing the sideline, saves it. Great decision by Little. She had to get that ball up. It hits enough for him to keep it alive.
So Fajeda picks up that foul. Her second to the line is Ejim for the first time today. Oh, what a game we have been treated to. Feels like a championship game.
And from loud to almost silent.
Ejim, first free throw toss of the game. She's a 79% free throw shooter.
Sure is.
Misses them. Reese gets hammered by Ejim, and that could be her 4th if it goes against Yvonne Ejim. So that is her 4th.
Hybens with 4, Ejim with 4. We're under a minute.
And know this, in that ridiculous rally by Oregon State at the Kennel in Spokane, Kelsey Reese drew 8 fouls in that game, and Ejim fouled out in that game. Ejim playing with 4 now. Crowd is up. 2-point lead for Gonzaga, under a minute to go.
For the tie or the lead.
Looking for the cutter. Murat, 3-pointer. Rimming out. Fajeda. Oh, Cat. Smart enough to know she was going to get pummeled, and she'll go to the line.
Cat Fajeda, 6 foot, out of Sao Paulo, Brazil. First 2 years of her career at Baylor, played 5 minutes a game last year and averaged a point a game, a rebound a game. Scored 18 points in the whole season.
Fajeda now 7 for 7 from the charity stripe. More Credit Union 1 West Coast Conference Basketball Championship action coming up. Portland, Washington State, semifinal action, number 2. Cat Fajeda clutch, we're tied.
Again, Lisa Fortier, when she's talking to Jordan Robinson, says, this is a game of runs. We just want to have more runs and have a shorter run for Oregon State. But right now, it is the Beavers on the 6-0 run to tie this thing up.
West Coast Conference Basketball Championship action is brought to you by Sterling Global Financial. Semi-final game number 1 here at the Orleans Arena. These two teams who go to overtime in the regular season, both contests, each winning one of those apiece, now tied at 59 apiece when the stakes are the highest. Semi-final action here in the conference tournament. 39 seconds to go.
Hybin's on the floor, Ejim on the floor, both with 4 personal fouls.
So a 9-second differential between shot and game clock. Here's Schuler with the pick. Schuler, can she score? Yes, she can. Oh, Kennedy Schuler.
How many times have we seen Kennedy Schuler do that? In that exact situation. Over and back.
That's got to be over and back.
Possession.
Oh, my goodness.
This is Kennedy Schuler. We talked about it. The foul trouble, how much it hurt Oregon State. Just shot out of a cannon. Off we go to the races. The development of this point guard over the course of this year. What a play.
She has won a few games this year, Mary Murphy, going to the cup with the guts to take it and score it.
That's exactly right. But you're thinking about the commitment there. You don't get that, and you leave Allie Turner wide open as you're kind of sailing down the court for a 3. Game-changing.
And then Gonzaga uncharacteristically turns it over. So, with 25.1 left, Oregon State will inbound. Know that Gonzaga has the 5 team fouls. Both teams huddling
at the back of that.
One of the all-time greats wearing the orange for Oregon State. An 8-0 Oregon State run. And now you take care of the ball because here comes some Gonzaga heat. Shot clock off.
Scott Rowe with a timeout. He's got some in his pocket, no problem. Really wants to get his team organized. What a comeback by Oregon State. An 8-0 run over 2 minutes. A game that it looked like Gonzaga really was starting to get under control, and it all evaporated.
Wow, some concerned Gonzaga fans, Marion, as you mentioned, this is a one-bid conference this year, without a doubt. I'm not dogging the conference. We're just keeping it real. Nobody's getting an at-large bid. You got to win the whole darn thing.
We've talked about it throughout this game. For Gonzaga, all the pressure on them. 5 straight NCAA tournaments. For Oregon State, the Elite 8 of last year.
You see the game reset possession arrow favoring Gonzaga. 5 team fouls on the Zags. Schuler will inbound. Here's Reese looking for some help. Finds it in Murat. Almost tied up. Almost throws it away, and she does. Oh, my goodness.
The exact same situation.
So instead of calling a timeout, Murat just chucks it. And now Gonzaga with the ball. 19.9 left to go. Timeout, Zags.
The triple team. That's just surrounded. There's nowhere to go. The sideline is a defender as well, and Schuler just cannot corral it. Schuler was having a hard time finding somebody to get it to, and you can see the challenge for Murat, and that is just a sellout. If you're the Zags, you're like, we're giving up an easy 2 if it gets out of there, but the whole season rests on that possession.
So 19.9 left. Oregon State with the 2-point lead, but Gonzaga forcing that turnover now has the ball, possession, and a chance to tie or take the lead of this game. Oh, Lord have mercy.
So for Gonzaga, you don't certainly want to use all this clock. You need to get a shot up, a good-looking shot. You'll take a 2, you'll take a 3. But you got to give yourself time for an offensive rebound. If the shot doesn't go down or a foul, but you have got to come away with points.
Oregon State with only 3 team fouls. Keep that in mind. So here we go.
Fouls to give.
Ooh, almost a 5 count. Look out.
Over and back. It sure looked like her foot was on the court line.
Foul's going to go against Oregon State. 4th on Reese.
Let's take a look at this. Tough pass. Watch the line. Where's her foot? The heel. Oh, my goodness.
Wow, wow, and wow.
Foul first.
17.8 left. Schuler had a notion.
Agent wants it.
She'll go to the line.
That's just a sign of a superstar, isn't it? We need a bucket. She gets as low as she's ever been, shows 2 hands and says, give me the ball.
Fajeda, well, that's a tall order for Kat to be guarding the great Yvonne Ejim. She picks up her 3rd, and Ejim will go to the charity stripe. She's 0 for 2 going into these tosses. 8.5 left. And if you're Oregon State, you have got to rebound any kind of a miss. First one is true.
Heidi checking in. Scott Roque has 1 timeout left.
Here's the big one. Got them both. So Roque will call that timeout, and a good chunk of time for Oregon State to get a good look.
It certainly is. And this was the situation yesterday.
Yep.
Tie game.
If you're Oregon State, who do you draw it up for?
Well, I think you love Marat, you like Reese, you like the game winner all season long has been Schuler on that drive, coming down the right side of the floor, right down the middle of the paint. Fajeda is super quick as well.
And defensively for Gonzaga, do you really bring some heat on that inbounds?
I think you do, but you're also concerned about the drives, and you can't afford to foul. So you just got to get in position. If they're going to just get into a jump stop and hit a shot, so be it, but you cannot send them to the line.
Both teams with 5 team fouls. It is 61 apiece, 8.5 seconds left to go. Oregon State with the ball. The winner of this classic will move on to the title game tomorrow. And again, Mary, this feels like a championship game.
It certainly does. Again, both these teams, they've played, spent a season split, and both of them in overtime.
So this is the bracket. Gonzaga, Oregon State, Lordy, Portland, Washington State waiting for their turn in their semifinal tilt. And we've got the whole thing for you tomorrow.
Esther Little doing all the talking to her teammates.
So there's the length of Salenbein. Backs off just a little bit for Bolden. Here's Schuler. 6 to go.
Here comes Marat.
Schuler!
You know it's coming. You know it's coming.
She does it again!
With defense squarely in front of her and length in front of her.
Time after time with games on the line this season, Kennedy Schuler has been the one that Oregon State has turned to.
Yep, here comes Marat. Kind of clears it all through. Fajeda clears out and over the length. Schuler. Hang time. And the elation of the moment again and again and again this season. this is the game winner that she has hit this year.
She has done it time and time again. Look at her squeezing through.
It's just her pure strength.
0.8 left to go in this game. This is not over yet. But we do know that Oregon State has the 2-point lead. More heroics by Kennedy Schuler. Oregon State winning at the buzzer in the quarters yesterday. And that late bucket by Oregon State has Gonzaga behind the 8 ball. What do you draw up here?
You gotta get a shot off as quick as humanly possible.
Schuler, how many points? 4. Doesn't matter.
Heidi in the game, Reese in the game. All the length you can put together on the inbounder. Sela Heidi at 6'7".
You can't foul if you're Oregon State. Here we go.
We're going to the rim.
Oh, Egypt had a look on the lob. Oregon State wins 63-61.
The #1 seed has gone down here in Las Vegas. And the great WCC career of Yvonne Ejim is over. It is a beautiful setup. It gets to Ejim, the catch, the shot, and the futility of I'm not having the moment.
Wow, what a game. What a finish. Our Jersey Mike's sub-above player of the game, Kennedy Schuler.
Without a doubt, we saw her impact when she wasn't in the game. Play so beautifully and with so much intent, and what a finish. And the comeback kids, the overtime kids, the kids that don't give up, the Oregon State Beavers have done it again. Let the traffic clear and let Schuler do what she does, which is hit game winners.
Wow. Again.
One more time. The help was there.
Oh, the emotion.
And we've watched this all season long. We've talked about it.
All right, Jordan, take a breath. I know I'm going to. Kennedy Schuler, God bless you.
Wow. I'm still catching my breath. I know you are too. How did you call your own number and hit that shot to get this win for your team?
You know, I've been in that position before this season, so I know that I can do it, and I just had to have confidence in myself to knock that shot down for my team.
This went possession by possession, went down to the wire. How did your team stay mentally tough to pull this one out?
Yeah, we just stuck together. I kept reminding my team we got to stay as tight as we've ever been. We've worked so hard this season to give up the loss. So, yeah, I mean, I just had to keep reminding them on their little huddles just to stay tight and just play so well together.
What more to go? How do you guys keep this going?
You know, it's just another game. We just got to get back to the drawing board and do our thing. And you know what? Play even tighter next game.
Congrats. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow. There's the celebration. Yeah, you're stamping your ticket to the finals. There, that looks good right there. Girl Kennedy Schuler. Our bracket, Mary Murphy. Let's take a look.
This is why tournaments are awesome. #4 seed Oregon State defeats Gonzaga by 2 and moves to the finals on ESPN2 tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Wow. It's the winner of Portland and Washington State.
Oregon State does it again in the waning seconds. So they punched that ticket, defeating Gonzaga 63-61. The Beavers advancing to the championship game tomorrow. For Mary, Jordan, our entire ESPN Plus crew, I'm Ann saying so long from the Orleans Arena for now. Stay with us after the break for the WCC Championship Central show right here on ESPN Plus.
Welcome to the WCC Basketball Championship Central Show, presented by Sterling Global Financial. Another day, another game-winning shot in the final seconds for the Oregon State Beavers as they advance to our championship round with a heart-stopping 63-61 win over Gonzaga. Eric Rothman, Ernie Kent here with Beavers head coach Scott Rueck for a second straight day. Coach, yesterday it was Kelsey Reese. Today is Kennedy Schuler. What was the message in the timeout prior to that final play, and did you execute it the way you had drawn it up?
I'm getting exposed here. No, it didn't quite work. You give Gonzaga credit. I mean, great teams blow things up, and we were looking to go to AJ in that situation, and they denied her. They switched out on her, and fortunately, we have so many playmakers on this roster, and so many continuing to emerge as their games emerge, and Kennedy is, she has a knack for the final minute, and she's won a couple games already at the buzzer. This was the third one this year, and so puts it on the floor, drives through contact and finishes it. Obviously, the shot of the year for us so far.
I always talk about coming down to possession games. It puts a premium on officiating, free throw shooting, coaching, and point guard leadership. And, boy, you're talking about a big play she made. But I want to talk about what adjustment did you make at halftime from shooting all the threes, knowing that you needed to get that ball in the paint a little bit more? Yeah, it's so key, and when the threes go down early, you kind of fall in love with it, and it kind of baits you into thinking that's going to be there for you all day. And, of course, it's not. And so to get back to basics, you get the ball inside and play inside out. However, Gonzaga does such a great job in the post. We couldn't get position all day. We had 2 points in the paint at half, and that needed to change. So we talked actually about being more patient, moving the ball side to side, coming out and having possessions with multiple passes instead of one action and trying to force something into a space where there wasn't. And I thought the team did a really nice job of that, and that's playing into our strengths when we can do that. And then, the ball moved much better, I thought, in the second half overall. Yep.
Yeah, and we're going to take a look now, Coach, at the game winner from yesterday and the game winner from today. My question for you is, as we watch this, Kelsey Reese yesterday, this was her first made field goal of the game. Kennedy Schuler today, it's her second made field goal of the game. So what is it about this group and these players that, despite what they've done for 39 minutes and 55 seconds, that they have the confidence to hit those shots?
Well, this team is an incredible story. We don't have somebody that's been a go-to player on another college team. We have a group of role players that came together last May for the most part, and now all of these things are emerging. I mean, of course they were in high school, but not at the college level, and so there is a core belief that has developed all year long that's been so fun to be a part of, to where they have confidence in themselves and their abilities when it matters most, and they have an incredible desire to win. And we've been in so many close games too. It seems this is probably our 20th, game that's come down to sideline outs. That's how it feels. And so that experience is adding up, and that belief and that desire. And honestly, this team is on brand for Oregon State. They love each other. They play hard for each other, and they believe.
Well, congrats. Overtime at Gonzaga, you win. Overtime in Corvallis, they win. No overtime today, you win.
Congratulations, Coach. We look forward to watching you tomorrow in the championship.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Scott Rueck and the Oregon State Beavers are on. Kennedy Schuler, the hero today. More from our Championship Central show when we return.